there for the better part of 5 days. I saw him in the task force meeting today. He briefed us before he briefed the country on the package components. Also, our incoming Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows, is up there along with our Legislative Director. Why is this important? It's important because we didn't just take the first deal that was there. We take the best deal for distressed industries and individuals who need economic relief. Extraordinary times like this require extraordinary measures. So let's just go through quickly some components of the bill. $100 billion directly for hospitals and the healthcare workers who are truly on the front lines of this crisis, and we all love and honor each and every one of them. That's a big chunk that they need. $350 billion plus for small businesses. If you have a business of less than 500 employees, there are loan guarantees, and if you keep payroll, you can't go out and fire your employees and take the money for something else. If you keep the payroll and you are keeping your employees there and employed, that money is there for you. $1,200 checks that'll start going to people directly in the next 2 to 3 weeks. That's $3,400 for a family of 4. $500 billion lending for states, local areas, cities, and also other distressed industries that could apply. But all told, this is meant to direct relief to individuals and industries.
Right. And it's a $2 trillion bill, and you've outlined some of what's in it. Lindsey Graham and Tim Scott, some of the senators, are not happy with something that they see as a drafting error, or they're assuming it was a drafting error, which would mean that for some employees, they would get more from the benefits of this plan, this program, than they would from unemployment or from going back to work at their, at the full measure of the amount that they had been being paid before. What does the White House say about that? And is the White House, do you want to see that removed from this bill? They see it as a disincentive to get back to work.
Well, America's very incentivized to go back to work. We know that, and you're right that the numbers tomorrow will not be great. And the president said he wants America to get back to work in due time. He'll look at the data that this is a medical crisis before it's a financial crisis, and he'll follow the data and the facts. That said, there are some extensions in this bill, as I understand it, Martha, that if you are still unemployed, if you're self-employed, if you're an independent contractor and you're still unemployed after a certain period of time, some of those unemployment benefits will be extended. So we recognize for some people 2 weeks on this on January 12th. There have been groups meeting on this all along. And in fact, today is the 1 month anniversary of, I think, the task force being announced, or Dr. BIRX as the coronavirus responder. She's a long-term expert, ran PEPFAR over at state, long-term infectious disease and AIDS expert, HIV expert. So we've been on top of this, and I will not compare Mayor de Blasio to President Trump, and neither do the Americans, since President Trump has a 60% approval rating.
To be clear,
and I just want to make this point. He never had those high marks in handling the economy, even though he deserved it. He has high marks because he's handling a health crisis that came out of nowhere, and people appreciate the fact that every single day they're hearing from that task force.
Let me just be clear that I'm referring to sort of early statements about, get out there, keep living your life, all of that kind of thing, not the handling of the crisis overall by any means of imagination, and that we've made it very clear here. In fact, we did at the top of the show tonight that the president's getting a 60% approval rating number by Gallup polls in terms of his handling of the crisis so far. And then obviously, just very quick, and I know I'm out of time.
Please.
Correct. Let me ask you this about Governor Cuomo, because he's saying that it would be terrible if New York only gets $1.3 billion from this package. It's a drop in the bucket as to need. Can you just give me a quick answer on that, Kellyanne, before I let you go?
Sure. I'll tell you what Senators Gillibrand and Schumer, I guess they felt offended that their governor said that. They felt that they had worked really hard for New York to get more. And I will tell you, the president spoke with Governor Cuomo today, yesterday. The vice president speaks with him regularly, as do others. FEMA just today and yesterday got 4,000 ventilators to the state of New York. So we are helping them meet this crisis where it is, and we will continue to do that. We're surging the supply capacity. Testing is 435,000 Americans have been tested now. That's just increased explosively. Yeah. And so we're working on this every single day, and we will continue to for New York and for everyone else.
We know that. And we will continue to cover all of the task force briefings and what's coming out of there. We think it's very important information that everybody needs to see every night, and we'll continue to do so.